It's not the wonderful waltz. It's not the fantastic foxtrot. It's the box art blues. Today on. All right. Everybody, hello and welcome back to Press B to Cancel. My name is Guy Prime. I am here today with a dais, if you will, of some of my closest friends, if you will, and I think they will. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody, then we'll talk about today's discussion and get right into it. Sig Jake is with me. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much, Mr. Chard Monk.
I'm great. Thank you so much for asking, man. I hope you're doing well as well.
I am. Thank you. The one and only Werewolf. How are you today, sir?
I'm feeling a little blue.
Well, lucky day.
Reliving trauma from my childhood.
That's what this podcast is about.
Trauma. Never-ending trauma. Circus Charlie.
Is that why you defended so much? Because you had this game?
You know what? Everybody had that game because it's on a bunch of pirated cards. Anyway.
I never heard of it until you started defending it.
That's true. He
Probably
probably had
number one selling game of all time, Circus
We're
Charlie.
doing a whole episode of Circus Charlie.
He had it on the Sega channel.
No, I might mention it later. And then, of course, as always, my good friend Sinistar77. How are you, sir?
I'm feeling box arted in.
Okay, I like it. I thought you were going to make a different pun, but you are thinking outside the box art, so that's great.
Oh, shut it down.
Now,
shut it
there
down.
is no, I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. So there's kind of an elephant in the room about today's topic, which is, we said it, the box art blues. You buy a game based on the totally rad looking box art. You take it home, you pop that bad boy in, and we don't know what these games are about. We don't have the internet. It's 1987, 1989. And we don't all have subscriptions to Nintendo Power. I certainly didn't. So anyway, you buy the game, you take it home, you pop it in there. Massive turd. So yeah, guys, just to make sure we're not all picking the same game, I'll count down from 5. Let's just say what game we picked to make sure there's no duplicates. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mega Man.
Knight Rider.
Wow.
Thank God we didn't practice that.
No, I was totally out of the loop on that.
All right, so it sounds like almost 100% of us will have to use our backup games. So let's just jump right in. We'll start with Chard Monk. What game did you pick for today's discussion? Again,
more than 50% of us were not into that. So this isn't a bad game. I want to premise this wasn't a bad game, but this was not the game I expected or wanted at the time. Most of you have heard of a little gem that goes by the name of Guardian Legends. Guardian Legends has a pretty badass cover on the front of it. It's got this weird horizon looking thing, and then you've got these eyes looking at you, and it's got like all this. It's crazy artwork. It's really cool. And me being an RPG guy, I was like, "Yo, this looks very RPG-ish to me." Probably could have looked at the back. Don't care. Brought it home anyways, right? Rented it from my local Bear Lair grocery store. What do you got, Wolf? What do you say?
I was gonna say, like, it's all. I wanted to mention. It's also got like this bat monster and the big eyes.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
It's cool as hell.
It looks dope.
I wanted to mention the fact that a lot of times you didn't get to look at the back of the box.
Yeah, you just got the cart.
The game as a kid because you saw it on the wall or behind the glass at Toys R Us or something, right?
Right,
Mhm.
right.
You saw the box art and you were like, that one.
Yeah,
that one right there.
We also had the same thing when we rented games at my local Bel Air store, which was the grocery outlet I got my game rentals from. The carts were in like sealed boxes, so you could see what the cart looks like, but you couldn't see. There was no artwork, there was no manual. You didn't know. It just looked cool as hell. So that's where it was. What do you got? I'm sorry, raise your hand.
I'm looking at this cover, and I'm surprised you didn't purchase this game because of includes password feature.
Right? I wasn't even thinking about that at the time. Didn't care. I saw eyes staring at me. We locked eyes, literally. I locked eyes, and we said, "You're going home with me." And I pop it into my fucking Nintendo. Sorry, YouTube. And I'll tell you right now, it's not what I signed up for. You're a spaceship. Your spaceship, you're flying through space. It starts out with the premise. An alien race has hurled a planet towards Earth. A planet! An entire planet is being thrown at your planet. An entire one, not a little one. This isn't Armageddon. This is a planet.
Hold on. Thanos did it.
Thanos might have done it.
Thanos did it.
Using the reality stone. I like where you're going with this.
Yeah.
This was
And
no
your
moon.
mission.
This was
This is
no
no
moon.
moon. This is no moon. It's a space station. And your mission is to fly inside of it
Giggity.
and take out the vicious aliens within that have come to your planet. You're a spaceship, but you're not just a spaceship. This is where it gets freaking weird. You're a lady.
Yeah, you are.
You're a lady spaceship. You're a spaceship / lady. You are a transformer. You are a sexy, giggly, shy, waifu spaceship that flies around and destroying aliens. I saw no face with cool bat demon on the front of it. I saw a Master Blaster clone that was honestly inferior to Master Blaster, because when I bought Master Blaster, which also has a confusing cover, I actually got what I expected. I did not get what the hell was going on with this game, and it is also too hard to play. So my box art blues, hands down, has to be Guardian Legend. That does not match what I intended walking into. I thought it was going to be an RPG. I thought it was going to be some turn-based, some cool character sprites. No, you are a spaceship waifu lady, and you fly around and you attack aliens. And I couldn't get past the first damn level. I didn't know what was going on.
I think it's
So
funny
you-
that you
Oh, go ahead.
call this a knockoff Blaster Master that's not as good. Because I was thinking it looks like a better Air Fortress.
Okay.
Okay. just going off the box art, I would think that it was either a prequel or a sequel to Life Force. If you remember, they both kind of got the eyes, the kind of
Yeah.
snake. No, like no joke
Yeah.
there. I'm 100% on that. I think if you put those two together, one of those was probably the backup box art cover for, they got repurposed for whichever one was second. That's me.
So you said that this was not a bad game, but you put this in, and your disappointment, I'm sure, was palpable, right?
Mhm.
So how long did it take you to decide that this wasn't a bad game? Since you start with this confirmation bias of
Probably about like 3 years ago when I fired it back up again. Because when I was a kid, I was like, I can't. Not only was this not what I wanted, thank God I rented it, because I didn't buy it. I rented it, but I would have purchased it because I'm an impulse buyer anyways. So I'm like, oh, stuff. And I would have scooped that up. But my parents used to reward me for getting 100% of my spelling bees, which is why my spelling is so fantastic. But that was my goal. So I'd get games every weekend to play, and you get the 3 days to play them or whatever. And I couldn't get past the first level. I think this was one of the first games I specifically remember putting down and walking away from and going outside and playing outside instead of playing this goddamn game. Because it was
doesn't look
beyond
that
my
bad,
ability
though.
as a.
Wow.
It's not bad. I'm not.
Wow.
Wasn't good at it, and I couldn't.
Okay.
I
The
couldn't
game-
appreciate it at that age, but now that I'm older and I went back and played it, it's still hard as hell. But I'm like, okay,
Right.
giggly shy waifu ship. Okay, I'm all about
the
it.
game was such a disappointment. You decided I would rather risk the melanoma than to hang out and play this game.
Or I was going to say this game was so disappointing, it did the job of your parents and said, go outside and play.
It did.
Wow.
It did.
Also,
Yeah.
not to make everything about me, but I have to tell you a story because you brought up spelling bees. When I was a kid, I thought I was great with letters. And I remember running home to show my dad my report card. And I said, Dad, look, I got an A in spelling. And he goes, that's a D, you asshole. Turns out I was not good with letters.
No.
And
That's
my
a
dad thought I was an
3.
asshole.
It's your math class.
Oh, man. Birthdays. Okay, so, yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Jake.
I just want to say, so I'm looking at the box art, and I just dumped into our Discord because I know you guys can't see the stream right now. The videos and the box arts I collected for this episode. I'm looking at the box art. I'm seeing the makeup. I'm seeing the sexy little eyes there. I'm seeing the waifu in the game. This does not seem too much of a stretch compared to other box arts. I think this is not so bad. I mean,
okay. Okay.
But you know what, though?
No, okay, I'm going to argue this right now because
Look.
when you fire up the game, no, I'm cutting you off. When you fire up the game, right? You get the thing. It says planet hurling towards Earth.
Right.
When you look at the opening title screen of the game, it is a planet with an eyeball looking at you. It has nothing to do with the cover art. Like if you want to mate the two together,
Zelda
right, you would put the planet with the eyeball looking at me, and I would be like, oh, it's clearly a game about space, not an RPG with a wizard with a snake eye bat head thing coming out of his face. No, that face never shows up. I don't remember seeing it. I didn't get far enough to go find it, but I'll tell you what, right now, I watched YouTube long play, and that shit never showed its face.
Well,
thank you.
I mean, you didn't beat this game. So how do you know the last boss is not a wizard with a snake on it? Did you beat this game, Jake? I didn't even know this game existed until you told me about it today. But I'm looking at the footage of it, though. If I bought this game, if I bought this game or I rented it at Blockbuster and I brought it home, it would not match the box art fine. But I would be pleasantly surprised this game. This game looks fun as shit. It is a Blaster Master type of game with like a bunch of other stuff. This looks cool as shit.
That's not the assignment. It's I expected this and I got this.
But I wouldn't be disappointed in this though. It's like a birthday cake that's got cherry frosting in the middle or cherry jam in the middle. That's a surprise I wasn't expecting, but I'm not disappointed.
If I order raspberry jelly, that shit better be raspberry, not surprise cherry. My bad.
Yeah.
No,
ooh, cherry.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Wait, you obviously haven't used DoorDash then.
Oh.
No, I haven't.
Because when you DoorDash, there's about a 60% chance it's going to be cherry filling when you ordered a taco.
And also, I gotta tell you, not to make everything about me. I ordered DoorDash recently using my VPN, and I got some hate mail because they tried to deliver to somewhere overseas. Not important, anyways.
So I gotta say that I would, if I saw this game and bought it because of the box art at my current age, which not gonna happen, of course, but if that were to happen, I would be pleasantly surprised with this game. Yes, I'm there with you, Jake. However, game came out in 1988.
Yeah.
I was 5 at the time. By the time I was renting or picking my own games, like hardcore, I was probably 7 or 8. At 7 or 8, I would be very disappointed in this game. This would not be for me then.
No. Okay.
Thank you.
I don't disagree.
You,
First off, if I were to buy this game today, based off the box art, I would do it because it's complete in box, and that's a steal, no matter what. Secondly, I love the idea there, Wolf, of what you're saying. However, as a kid, if I went to a McDonald's, let's say, and ordered a cheeseburger with no, let's say onions, and then I got home, unwrapped it, and there's onions, I would be like pissed. Same thing. I ordered what I saw, and then I got this, and I don't eat onions. I hear Chard does.
No,
but I don't eat the onions.
No. This is the onions in my burger of my NES childhood. Thank you.
Unless the credit score is under 7.
It's not what I expected.
Thanks.
Yeah,
it's not what I expected.
All the onions now.
Well, I got to say, I'm okay. We're off to a great start, and I'm thrilled because it sounds like all 5 of us kind of have a different take on what the assignment was.
I can't wait to hear Jake's. I'm going to rip it to shreds.
Should we?
That's nothing new. That's never anything new. I could pick Mega Man
now
for
you're
reals.
Targeted. Now you have a target on your back.
I'll pick Mega Man, and you'll be telling me, "Oh, it's the worst game ever." Was it Circus Charlie?
It made me want to go outside and play.
Yeah. Mega Man 2? Oh, it's trash. I went out and touched grass instead. It's okay. It's okay.
I want to get hives from the grass instead of playing this stupid game.
It was so bad I went and pulled the weeds without my parents asking.
I mowed the lawn without question.
Yeah,
and it was fun. And it didn't turn into a spaceship.
This is going to bring up some past trauma for a lot of people, but you know what Macaulay Culkin's character in My Girl was doing right before he got stung by all those wasps? Playing Guardian Legend.
Wow.
Maybe I have some deep-seated hate for this game because of that movie.
Wow.
Wow. All right.
Who's next?
Okay.
Who's next? Whose favorite game?
Let's go to Sick Jake. Sick Jake, what do you got for us?
Let's go to Sick Jake. Let's see what he's got on his docket
Very
today.
curious. What do you got for us?
Would you go outside and play?
Well, okay. So I have not this game. That's for damn sure. All right, I got a question for you guys. How many games did you ever get as a kid in a year? right? The Nintendo era, you had a Nintendo. How many games did you get for birthday, Christmas? 2, maybe 3?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say about that.
All right, so I'm gonna move us over here.
Per year, I probably averaged about 5.
Check your privilege, Wolf. Wow.
Well, this
Wow.
so this is not
I
because
didn't think I'd hear that phrase twice in a day.
I know, right? This is because my dad was an entertainer, so he'd be out on the road a lot. So
Sure.
he'd leave for like 1 to 3 months at a time. One time, I think 6 months. So he'd just buy games when he'd come across them at the store and give me one when he got home sometimes, or stock them all up for Christmas.
Wow. Sure.
Okay.
I
Well, so
retract my statement. Go ahead.
I only ever got like maybe 3 games a year at the most. Usually 2 is what I got. And it was 1 year. I remember because I had a Game Boy and I had picked up a game called Mysterium, which I later learned to appreciate because you have no choice when you only get 2 games a year. But I felt burned at the time. So I said to myself, the next time I get a game for my birthday or Christmas, or I have money to burn, I'm going to get a really good game for Nintendo. I'm going to get a really good game for the NES. So I went to the store. And in the store that as a kid, you couldn't even touch the boxes. GP's just fucking waiting to tear into me.
No, I know where it's going, and
No, he knows where it's going.
I wish I could go back in time and just give you a hug for this. Please go ahead.
But you couldn't even touch the boxes. So it was behind glass, locked glass cabinets. So you really only could see the box art front, not even the back. If I could have seen the back, I might have seen more. But all I got was the cover. And the cover was Superman. I ask you, gentlemen, if you're like 8 or 9 years old and you want a good game, how can you go wrong picking Superman, a beloved superhero character? All of those hero games were great as a kid, right? Right? No. This is from Superman on the NES, which is a Kemco classic. And you know it's a classic because they don't even have the real seal of quality on the box by Nintendo. It's an artificial fake black and gold one. It's a piece of trash. But this game, I don't. This is the game. This is the game. If you're on Twitch and I'm watching, and you ever decide to do viewer's choice, this is the game I will want you to play. Not because it's good. No, not because it's good. Because it's hot freaking trash. First off, the look of the character. For those who never played this, you have to spin it up. It's the chibi style Superman, and the game starts off with you talking to a sentient Statue of Liberty, giving you a mission. Gets weirder.
What?
Yes. Yeah, she talks to you. She totally talks to you.
Liberty is talking to you directly.
Yeah.
That's American.
And
No, that's LSD, son.
It's also American.
but you start this game as Clark Kent. Even though you're Clark Kent, though, you can still jump miles into the air in front of everybody. Like you just leap. So the physics in this game are bonkers. In fact, you can jump in the air, and to slow your descent, you just got to punch. For some reason, when Superman or Clark Kent punches, he hovers in the air. It's the physics are so mental.
It's Battletoads philosophy. When you're on spikes, just keep punching.
I'd rather play Battletoads than this game. But it's interesting in that, you know, you're Clark Kent, you have to jump into what looks like a phone booth, or you think it is, although it's like 5 times your height to turn to Superman. But if you run low on health, you turn back into Clark Kent, and you're weak as shit. You can't use any of your powers. So basically, if you run low on health, you're just screwed as you turn back to Clark Kent.
I mean, I remember specifically in all of the Superman movies and everything, when he's Clark Kent, he can just be outright killed.
Which makes no sense. Yeah, I know. I agree.
Kidding, of course. I'm kidding. Of course.
I know.
Well, and also, Superman doesn't care about being seen changing into Clark Kent, but Clark Kent cannot be bothered. He's like, I got to go into the phone booth. But then if Superman, gets weak, he's like, just put on the suit. All right, there we go. Glasses.
But it's just, there's so many wild scenarios in this game. There's a subway, but Superman can't ride it unless he gets a pass first because, he obeys the rules of law.
That's good practice, though. That's just best practices.
He's a Boy Scout,
so, Perhaps this is just a case of his Superman outfit is getting too beat up, and he has to switch back into his standard work clothes for the Daily Planet.
What it is he convinces people he's just a cosplayer. It turns out Clark Kent cosplays as Superman. So if he gets beat up on the subway, he's like, hold on, it's not really Superman. See, I'm a mild-mannered reporter.
He's just going to Fan Expo. That's all he's really doing.
I like how it starts. I love how it starts, and it starts with, I'm the editor-in-chief. Go get me news. Okay, I'll be back.
Like it's quantifiable. I have 2 news for you.
I have some news that I found.
3 pounds of news.
5 news.
Maybe the frames of his glasses are made of kryptonite.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, okay, and I'm sorry, keep going, Jake. Yeah,
I just want to say that it's wild how bad this game is. Both the graphics, the music, but also just the unclear lack of direction. There's just no direction at all. Like when you first start a mission, there's like 5 missions in the game. So you start the mission, you're at the Daily Planet, you talk to Jimmy or the editor, and he gives you what you're supposed to do in one text box. When you close that box, you better have captured it or written it down because it's gone. And if you forget what you're supposed to do in that mission, there's no way to go back and talk to them again because they have new dialogue. I've seen several people play this game, and that screws me every time. They rush to the dialogue, and they don't know where the fuck they're supposed to go, and they can't figure it out unless they look up a guide. Like, I can beat this game in 20 minutes flat, but only because I routed it. If I were to pick it up now without that knowledge, it would take me like 6 hours to figure out where the hell to go. There's one mission, like there's a whole map of Metropolis, a whole huge map. One of the missions is to find these 3 living balls of flame. Yes, 3 living balls of flame that are hidden on this map. And the map can take you like 20 minutes to walk across. Like, it's a huge map. And it gives you no sign of where they're going to be unless you just walk from each location to find them. It's mind-numbingly boring. I can't believe as a kid I had this game. I beat it because I had no choice. I only had a handful of games. And when you buy a game, no matter how bad it is, you have to beat it. That's like the rule as a kid. So this game is trash.
Can I ask a question?
No.
I'll allow it. Yeah.
Okay. GP's the host, so I'm going with GP.
Okay.
GP's my real dad.
Postcard, huh?
Why is Superman dodging bullets?
I was thinking the same thing.
Because they're the size of his head. You see these bullets? They're massive. They're like tank shells.
But hasn't he had
quad laser?
Hasn't he had like vehicles collide with him, and he just kind of does the Superman stand there and
take it? Yeah.
I really like the interaction with one of the side characters that says, "Got any news?" As if we're still trying to quantify how much news is out there to go find.
Yeah. I had some, but I dropped it, and I don't know where it's gone.
I was jumping over a bullet, and it fell out of my pocket.
Now, if I may interject, because I 100% agree with you, Jake. I think this is a great example of box art blues. Again, part of it is because everybody knows what Superman should be, and then be able to see this and be like, well, that's not it. But like you said, who knows when the next game is going to come out that I'll have access to, so we got to do it. But I will say this, some of the bright spots for me, even though the music was not really Supermanish, I do still kind of like it. I got to admit, for me, it's a guilty pleasure. Not what it should be, but still fun. And then the flying animations when you take off and when you're landing, I remember getting a kick out of those. We rented this when we were kids. My brother is the quintessential Superman fan. I, of course, am like this huge diehard Batman fan. And so anytime something shitty of Superman comes out, I love to rib him about it. And then, turn around and this happens. And then I start playing Batman on the NES and he just, so those are,
Doesn't Superman have a notoriety for bad video game?
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
Wasn't the N64 Superman listed as bottom 10 on every list?
Why are there NPCs in this game? I have seen such great texts as ... exclamation point, question mark. And my favorite thus far, I don't understand English.
Yeah.
Just
okay. Real quick though, I have to do this for any
the computer break in and attack the center.
Yeah. As one does. And I don't know, is this is going to end up on YouTube, right? Or are we only doing this one as an audio recording of it?
No, we're doing these YouTube as well.
Okay, good. So if you're listening to this on the audio side, go subscribe to the YouTube channel because I'm about to do something that's going to blow your mind. This is what they meant when they gave us the text ... exclamation question mark. Here it goes. Okay.
Yeah,
And GP's making a funny
That's
face.
That's
Yeah, that was-
actually- that's a
that
good.
looked
That's
like-
good.
That looked like a stink face,
It was inquisitive and like excited.
and something smelled.
Well, I
It
mean,
looked
obviously,
like
clearly.
inquisitively disappointed,
Yeah.
as Jake should have been for me. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to slap tear you to shreds. This game did enough of that for me. I don't have to do shit. This game. Why is Superman scowling throughout the entire playthrough? Like, what is his issue? He looks like he's just pissed and red. Someone ate his Danish at the Daily Planet, and
No.
he is going to burn this
If-
city to the ground to
If you
find
saw,
whoever did it.
if you saw his mind, it would be ... exclamation point question mark.
No,
I
the
don't
reason-
understand English.
The reason Superman is mad is because somebody found out that he is not invincible against bullets, but they don't hurt him as much, and told everybody he can never be hurt by bullets. So now people are like shooting at him. He's like, "Hold on."
Well,
No,
he
this
landed
still
on a
sucks.
guy and took damage, so maybe it's
Yeah.
human skin. Maybe
Yeah.
the bullets are wrapped in human skin. Maybe this game's getting way darker than we thought.
Maybe
We're
that
gonna
sounds
deep
like a
dive
much more
this game.
interesting thing. And
We're
I
gonna
will say
deep dive
this: if anybody has played this and played Simon's Quest, I never want to hear you complain about Simon's Quest not giving you directions, because this beats that
Oh, this game is
as
terrible.
far as what am I supposed to do, Jake?
It's a,
You
it's a terrible
I-
night to have a superpower.
I do like that they gave him the front hair curl.
There's
Sure.
that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when I first played this game, I thought, well, maybe not now,
Redemption.
but recently played as an adult, I thought, well, this has got to be like a reskin game or something. But no, this game was born Superman.
Doki Superman.
Yeah, no, really, that's what I thought, because there's lots of games that were in Japan that get reskinned for the US. This is not one of them.
Batman's
This
like that,
was
right?
born fucking Superman. In Japan,
Okay.
maybe Superman talks to the Statue of Liberty. I don't know.
Yes. Let's think about
Japan,
that.
man. That's how we
Why-
know we're American, is because we all have very lengthy conversations with Statue of Liberty.
Japanese Spider-Man is much different than Spider-Man everywhere else in the world, so maybe this is that.
That's true.
That's a
You
good
read some
point
bike,
that I
right?
hadn't
I think.
all right. Should we move on, or
Yeah.
does anybody else have
The
some-
reason he's scowling through this entire game is because somebody gave him this game this
I
morning,
was gonna say
and he, fired
hates
it
to
up
be
before
here.
going to the Daily Planet to find some news.
I'm wondering if he's muttering to himself as he walks around fighting all these supervillains. God, I hate fucking being here. Why did I come into work today? I should just fucking stayed home.
I'm not
He
even
was
supposed to be here
Not even
today.
supposed to be here today.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, Dante, calm the fuck down.
All right, Sinistar, let's talk to you. What you got for us?
So as we've talked about multiple times, I was not a console gamer. So I had the benefit of Electronic Arts when they released a lot of the early PC games. They did these folio style games, like you can see them behind me,
Yeah,
where they are actually like they look like a record case, right? And so absolutely like all of the real estate for beautiful art. And there's a game, Legacy of the Ancients, and the cover of this thing is absolutely epic. I mean, we are talking like a barbarian of Conan, quality is taking on this blue lion / tiger with opposable thumbs who looks like something like a tiger mixed with Guile, mixed with Polly from The Sopranos.
Oh my.
Yeah.
We were there together. I love it.
That's where the street ended.
Yeah.
And you've got like this little minion off on the right who's like drooling. To me, he was like the little what's the character's name in Return of the Jedi that's with Jabba the Hutt that just always laughs. The little one
his
that's like
his little rat character, buddy.
Yeah, who has a name?
Princess Leia.
On me.
On me. You're right.
On me.
Yeah. Oh man, we just lost a whole bunch of viewers. They're
Crumble.
gonna be like, it's so and so. How dare you?
That is Jar Jar Binks. Please go ahead.
Oh, right. Anyway, so
Salacious Crumb.
Salacious
Salacious
Crumb. That's it.
Crumb.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy, of course. Yeah.
He was a Slytherin, I believe. Yes.
Everybody's
Had that in my
favorite,
mind
Salacious Crumb.
palace. He was a Kowakian monkey lizard.
I think
And
I
then
drank
he-
some salacious crumb before we started this thing.
to make it even worse, because I had I would go to, back in the day, I think it was EB Games or something like that. I was able to pick up the box art,
Games,
right, or picks
etc.
up the box. Yeah,
Software
games,
etc.
etc. or something, right? Software, etc. And on the back, it says in all bold letters, Dungeon Slime never looked so good. And I mean, I should have known because the pictures on the back are actual gameplay pictures, but it only shows one view of a dungeon on the back cover. And so I had hopes. I was going to fight some blue opposable thumbed tiger poly monster
With a flat top.
with a flat top with
With
a
a flat
guile
top.
haircut. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh my.
And no, it's I mean, and to Chard's point as well, it's not a bad game. It's not terribly good, but it's not a bad game. And you know, I had experience with my favorite games are the Bard's Tale series, and they're epic. They're, you know, sure, the graphics are 1980s graphics, but at the same time, you get a feel that you're this party, you're taking on, you know, monsters, and this is just, you start in a museum. I mean, I'm just gonna lay it out. You start in a museum.
When I look at that cover,
Is
I see
Indiana
nothing but
Jones?
museum.
This is Indiana Jones.
Yeah. I mean, this has what, Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson all over it.
Actually, yeah, I would watch it. I'd pay to see that.
The main character on the map screen looks like he has MC Hammer pants or at least Jenko's on.
At least, yeah.
Can't touch this.
I
There's
still
so
like
much
when
jank.
you're walking around the world map and it says you have 32 enemies or 32 creatures to deal with, like it's a burden. God, I gotta deal with all this shit out here too.
It's a task,
God
not a
damn it.
quest.
I gotta deal with all this.
And all I'm trying to do is find some news.
I'm just trying to look for news, and I got
And
all these creatures. I got
juggalos,
32
yeah.
of them to deal with.
So, Sinistar, it's not just a museum. It says here on the video I'm watching, it's up on the screen for folks at home. It's the Galactic Museum.
Yeah.
That cover
Yeah.
does not look sci-fi to me at all.
No. And in fact, when you're in the museum, there are these portraits that you view, and they give you a description, and one of them has a picture of planets.
Yeah.
And I never, like, I couldn't get terribly far into this game. I mean, I put in hours and hours and hours, but it's one of those RPGs that hours and hours and hours doesn't equate to much. You know, maybe like Xenogears. Xenosaga. But I never saw other planets. Like, so yes, Galactic Museum, great.
But not the box art. It's like cracking open Hero Quest, and the first quest says Stardate 43.1.9.
You're piloting your shuttlecraft.
Yeah, shuttlecraft. The
Yeah,
barbarian.
so-
Who let the barbarian drive?
Yeah, so once again, you know, I mean, not a bad game, but I mean, that box art builds an expectation that this is epic level.
It was catfishing. Way back
Yeah.
then, that's what it was. I'm sorry, game. This is not your Tinder profile.
Man.
I think we have a new
So-
title for this episode: "Catfishing Cover Art." Today on
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can come up with 5 new opener lines for you with, you know, within 30 seconds.
Absolutely.
This is rough. This looks like Neverhood. This is rough, man.
I started
It's
thinking
like
about other
you're-
lines. We can't do that. We can't do the Tinder thing. We can't do.
You look
can't do
like
the
you're a
catfishing.
meeple from Carsicone or whatever that game is.
Yes.
The
Yeah,
graphics are
Carcassonne.
very dated, and I'm fine with dated graphics in old PC games. It's fine, but this looks nothing like the box art
You're
at
not
all.
walking, dude. You're
Not at all.
jiving.
Yeah,
You're bebopping around. You're not like
2 frames of animation.
yeah.
And just hoping you don't, you know, run into multiple.
The
people to deal
fortress
with.
is immense and dangerous.
Yeah.
Thanks. The swamp squishes beneath your toes.
The swamp
How-
squishes.
How informative.
Am I not
that-
wearing boots?
This
Yeah.
game sounds
Yeah,
like
you
it was-
must be walking in sandals.
The person who
scope
wrote
of this
that later. Sorry, go
Towns
ahead,
are
Wolf.
full of opportunities. This sounds like it's trying to hire me.
yeah. gamble at Shaky Jake's Gambling Emporium.
I'm
rob a
here
bank.
for the opportunity.
But I've got these guys I got to deal with.
There's 32 of them. How can I be opportunistic when I've got 32 creatures to deal with?
I just figured it out. The cover art is actually you gambling, and the blue tiger opposable thumb demon is the dealer reaching out to get your bet.
That's Shaky Jake.
That's
Shaky
Shaky
Jake.
Jake. Yeah. Great.
I'm played by Owen Wilson. So instead of like meowing, it's just
Wow.
Or Polly from The Sopranos. One or the
Polly
other.
from The Sopranos. So I was looking at the people who worked on this game. The person who did the descriptions actually went on to write captions for Stranger Things. So a lot of wet squelching happening in the game. That explains that.
And captivating music.
Yeah,
And inspiring music.
I love it.
Yeah.
I got you four guys I got to deal with. Yeah.
But I want to also call out the artist on one thing. Why does that tiger have the knobbiest knees ever? Like, this is Ichabod Crane knees on this tiger.
Those are his uncles, and it is a dominant trait in his family. Let's not, he's got the mane. Let's focus on his good things.
Let's not body shame the lions.
That Warrior's back also has some of the knobbiest knees I've ever seen. So
his back.
The silhouette of the guy on the world map looks like he's heading out to go buy some new K2 rollerblades to go skitching around town. I can't get over how big this guy's pants look. I'm having an issue with it.
It touches.
Yeah.
Wait, where the hell else is he supposed to keep his 2-liter of Mountain Dew?
In his back pocket. Oh God.
So yeah, not a horrible game. In fact, at some point, I do actually want to play through it. But
I disagree. This looks terrible.
I would rather play Guardian Legends.
Look,
loan sharks. There's loan sharks in this game. It says visit healers and loan sharks. Why want to go see a loan shark for?
Before you deal with a loan shark, you got 32 monsters to deal with first. Then you deal with a loan shark.
I mean,
I have more debt just watching this game than I thought I would.
I think we just learned the strategy of this game is to visit a loan shark and then go see Shaky Jake. And if all goes well, you're on the road to winning. If you're losing, roll back that save, do some save scumming, or start over.
I also get dexterity points for standing still and getting shot at by
fireballs. Here's the thing, 32 monsters. Maybe I need to treat it like they do with kids games at the national parks, where it's like spot every animal. They give you a little sticker.
You don't have to fight the monsters. You just got to put them in your notebook.
Just got to look at them.
Hey, look,
it's the Guile lion with the knobby knees.
It's Polly. Polly the lion.
God.
This game looks like shit. This game looks
it looks really bad. Yeah. Galactic Museum and all.
This game looks fucking awful.
I want to be friends with everybody in this game. Polly Walnuts.
I want to try this game now.
Does this snake have big shoulders? Does it wear shoulder pads in its shirt? The thing is huge.
It's too busy throwing planets at you with eyes.
That's Guardian Legend. Let's not attack my game. Okay.
Let's not cross pollinate here. Come on.
What we should have done is picked out the thing and then drawn what we think the proper box art should have been.
It's this slug with the circle mouth, and it probably says, "I don't understand English."
I'm with Jake. It's just the cover to Carcassonne.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah.
I love this. Explore a lavish castle.
Just one. Castle.
Yeah.
Just one.
There
Look,
are
it's
There's
PC.
not a lot of castles
we got a budget here. Yeah. 32 monsters to deal with, though, but only one castle to deal with.
Why are there loan sharks? I can't get over that.
I'm looking for a lavish castle. You're going to want to go toward the Galactic Museum.
Look,
if you hit the cave with the lion, you're too far.
I just want to point out, though, that I thought I was buying an RPG, and I did.
You bought something. I wouldn't call it a role-playing game.
Hope
You're role-playing a 1992 Jenko wearing Mountain Dew drinking rollerblader.
Hey, this game
That-
came out in
that
87.
loves
It was ahead of its
history.
time.
87, baby.
It's prophetic.
Maybe that's where the Jenkos in this kitchen came from. Well,
You know, I gotta say, I one of the things I love about doing the show with you guys is like specifically episodes like this. I feel like the amount that we just got done talking about, like the number of minutes we spent on Legacy of the Ancients, is probably the most anybody has ever spent on Legacy of the Ancients.
they
Except for the
probably spent
developers.
less time. No, I doubt that.
No. I think
was just
we
gonna
have
say-
analyzed it more than them.
We've clearly put more thought into this than they have for putting this shit out.
We talked about it for longer than the demo video plays.
We had
Yep.
we had MS Paint out, and we just designed this entire game, and it's one lavish castle.
I do want to say, if you are watching this podcast because you searched for the terms of Legacy Ancients podcast and you were excited that you would hear somebody talk about how much they love this game like you do for looking up on YouTube, I am so sorry.
We probably
game
should have
is
premised
trash.
this discussion with that.
Yeah.
You don't do it after you've destroyed something. Sorry, we burnt down your house. We knew you
Please.
liked it, but
You know what?
Don't
fix it in
dislike
pile
this
of
video.
garbage.
We'll
Click
fix it in
thumbs up.
post.
Hit subscribe.
We'll fix it
No.
in post.
Fuck it, we'll do
We
it
can't
live.
fix-
Fuck it.
No,
Do it live.
no. This is your wake-up call, people. This is your intervention.
Get
The
out of the
game you
Galactic
like,
Museum and touch grass. Come on now.
Go play outside. Go mow
That
the
lo-
lawn.
That lawnmower looks really good, doesn't it?
Loan sharks are gonna come take your money if you don't go mow the freaking lawn.
Wear your
Mean
baggiest pants. Yeah.
Please
Uh,
do it in your Jacos.
Yeah. Okay. Whew, my cheeks hurt, guys.
Yeah, my stomach
I-
hurts. We still got two more games to get through. Jeez.
Legacy of the Ancients.
Mine is. I don't want to say mine's going to be underwhelming, but I don't want to follow up Legacy of the Ancients. So let's go over to Werewolf.
All right.
What you got for us, there, my
Werewolf
friend?
got a
I
good
got
one. I can
Knight
relate.
Rider for the NES.
Oh my god.
Okay.
this-
I'm
That can't be
excited for this
bad,
one. Yeah,
right?
Talk to us
All
about
right.
it. It's Knight Rider. You know what you're getting, right?
No.
You'd think. I mean, it's got. Hold on, I'm about to sneeze.
This
That
game made me
tagline,
cry.
Wolf. You got to
Fly zoomed
read
up
the
my
tagline,
nose.
please. You got to read
The
it.
box is just Kit, right? And whatever the guy's name is, and the box
Michael
actually
Knight.
says.
Michael Knight.
No, I don't think that's right. Anyway,
Yeah.
it
Michael
says-
Landon, yeah?
It's
Yeah,
Garth.
there you go.
Yeah, of course.
Michael
Garth
Bay.
Knight.
It's Michael Bay.
You drive
It's his
the
twin
car,
brother Garth.
You drive the
Yeah,
car
you
from the hit
drive the
TV
car.
series.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
You
is it
drive
not
the
that?
car.
Yeah, it's Kit. And so I went down the rabbit hole the other day learning about this game further.
I've been looking at a
Because-
lot of Kit replicas because you showed me this game, by the way. So my YouTube is
All
full
right.
of Knight Rider. Now it's nostalgia.
As a kid, you could always turn on Knight Rider and I'd be interested.
Mhm.
Like
Hell yeah.
it's and I was little, like I don't give a shit. There's a car driving around through explosions and all sorts of stuff.
And it has a
like that.
turbo
Yeah,
button. It has a turbo button.
Super Pursuit.
Yeah.
mode.
So, and I mean that and Mr. Feeney is the car. Fuck. I mean, you can't
Well,
lose.
How can you lose?
You're taking down helicopters with this thing, like
So you see this box art, and it's Kit blazing through fire, right?
Mm.
This implies this is going to be a badass game.
I can hear the theme music looking at the box.
Not if you play this
dun-dun.
game, you won't.
No, I know.
This theme music never touches this game. For
Oh,
some
no.
reason, like this is the biggest gimme. You could have just simple version of this theme song on the title screen would have
Yeah.
done it justice.
This thing needs
No.
like 3 channels of audio to make the theme song work.
No, it's original music that sucks. And then you go in to for some reason between every single stage and before the first stage, there's a ton of dialogue between Michael, Devin, Kit,
Bonnie.
April.
and
April O'Neil.
the
That's
woman.
no,
I don't remember her
Bonnie.
name. I
Yeah,
don't remember
Bonnie.
this
He
one
got it.
that well. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
and you
Bonnie.
have her support.
Bonnie, yes. And
So yeah. Sorry, keep going. I'm curious. I
they-
just want to know what sucks about this because it looks awesome.
okay, so
I don't know what you're watching.
It's Rad Racer with bullets.
Turn off Legacy
No, it's
Ancient,
not.
GP.
No, it's not.
Because you don't get to see your car. You're always in first person. You never fucking see Kit. This is my first problem with the game is you don't see Kit unless you're not playing the game. Title screen? Absolutely. Beat a level? Sure. You see the car like zoom out and do the spin like it would in any old episode. Still no music for it or anything.
Okay,
right?
hold on. So
Music
do you not like
garbage.
first person shooters because you can't see your character?
This is not
No,
a first
but-
person shooter.
No.
It
It's
is
not
if
a-
you're
kind
the
of.
car.
Yeah.
If you're the car,
No.
this is absolutely a first person shooter.
I see lasers.
Have you ever
I
played
see missiles.
Let me ask you, have you ever played Space Harrier?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
So for those of you who have played Space Harrier, have you ever thought, I wish there was a version of this game where you weren't in the air and only had like you could only go left and right to shoot things and there were only cars? That's your obstacle?
This helicopter is throwing TNT at you, and you can
You don't
jump.
see that until halfway through the game when they all of a
Well,
sudden
yeah,
start giving you jump ability,
I scrubbed through the video you said, but
which burns through your gasoline, by the way.
as it would in real life. This is
Yeah.
this is
Realistic physics.
accurate.
Come on now. Yeah, accurate.
Gas was way cheaper back then. There's no reason
Because-
you couldn't fill up.
Yeah.
I buy video games for realism.
But I mean,
I know I do.
Can I
This-
just
It's a. Go ahead.
No, you go. This is your realm. I'll dive in when you're done. I don't want to
I was
step on
gonna
you.
say this is Space Harrier and Rad Racer had a baby.
And it was disappointing.
It was all the bad games.
no. I want to take this game out to a nice dinner and then play it with the Power Glove.
And never call it back.
And the whole game is like you beat the boss of the first level, and immediately it's like, oh, they got away. We got to chase them down
There's
further.
the space needles in this one.
You got to you're chasing them to San Francisco. They got away. You got to chase them further. Okay, they went to Seattle. All right, let's go to Seattle.
It looks
they
like
got
Seattle.
away.
It's green.
We gotta
St.
go
Louis
to.
Space needle.
The St. Louis Arch.
It's
This
always
is,
they got away
no,
until
no.
late game. You get through because for some reason every stage in the game just tends to lead all the way around on a big ass road trip around the United States until you get back to LA at the end.
I love
Like 3 cities before the end.
Why do they go to
It tries
Toronto?
to apply television show lore to it. All of a sudden, that car, Kit's prototype,
Oh, car. Yeah. Karr.
yes, is back and like handling all this shit, right? He's responsible for all the mayhem going on in this game.
Wow.
The car is
did
the
you
bad
think about
guy?
What did
Car-
what-
yeah.
yeah, the car's
Not
also
the
the good
car.
guy.
Just car.
A car.
Car, Karr.
What? Okay,
Night,
what, did- what?
night automating roving robot. Come on, people. Keep up.
Who's on first?
Do you appreciate Proto Man? He was running the show in Mega Man 3.
Yeah, but he wasn't a
I'm not trying to
vehicle.
poke holes in this. Was
Can
he?
I
Was he not?
ask a question about, because I watched the television
No.
show. I loved the television show. I'm going ahead anyway because because you're the host and I'm
glad we're in
ignoring you.
unison.
I watched the television show, and the little pulsating display is when Kit talks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Kit just humming this whole game?
Okay.
I don't know why you can see the scanner on the dashboard,
Yeah, it should be
but it's
facing
in
out. Yeah.
the hood.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to get real loud about this. When did Kit get lasers and rockets? I don't remember that in the freaking show at any point.
This
Okay.
must be the Japanese
Okay.
version of
No.
Kit.
The
Follow me
weird
on
thing is,
this.
Car
Okay.
had lasers.
Right. We had one. I think they
So,
gave him one
I
like in the
think you-
second episode.
Yeah, I think you upgrade Kit throughout the game to get lasers. Is the
Okay.
idea?
Okay. Listen, this is why I disagree with you. I'm not saying it's a great game. I'm just saying it's a cool game. In between the cities, it tells you which cities you've been through, which cities you are going through, shows you a map of the US that you're driving around. This in 100 years will be the equivalent to the Oregon Trail. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
No, in the background, you can see the St. Louis Arch. You can see the Space Needle. You can see the Sears Tower. You could die trying to ford a river, I think.
No.
Kids,
He would just jump it. You can't ford a river.
This is what the world looked like before the Pocky-clips, kids.
I hate this. Yeah, I hate
Cock
this
the
game.
car or ford across Toronto or just jump across. That's
Just jump across.
Actually, no. You know what? You guys are right. Wolf, you nailed it.
Wolf, I got to tell you this story because
Yeah.
you picked this game.
All right.
When I was a kid, Knight Rider was my favorite TV show ever. And I have the DVDs here, not in my room, but I have them. When I was a kid, I went to a video store just randomly with my parents, and I think it was a Wednesday night.
Okay.
Which was a school night. And I saw this game in the display to rent. And I lost my shit. So much, in fact, that my mother, who was with me at the time, and at the time wasn't the biggest fan of video games because she would have preferred that I went outside. She loved Guardian Legends. Was like, yes, I will get you this game tonight, and was excited for me because she knows how much I love Knight Rider. I love the show. I take this game home. I put it in. No theme music. Strike one. I start playing the game, and I wept. I am not kidding you. There was nothing about this game that made any sense to the show. There are no laser guns on Kit. He never had rockets. He had turbo boosts. He had super pursuit mode in season 3, and he had an indestructible carbon shell around him. I don't know who watched the show and went, you know what? We're gonna make this game. They watched like 2 minutes of it when we got it. We're going to put this shit together. We're going to make Rad Racer and Mega Man into a car game. Also, can I just say how not to scale this game is and how the dashboard takes up the entire 3 lanes of the freeway, and every car, even when you pass them, are smaller than any car on the road. This is a terrible game, and I actually was so mad I cried as a kid. I was so angry this game existed, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so frustrated.
And mowed the lawn 3 times.
I did.
In a row.
We took it back the next day. I said, my mom goes, "What's wrong?" And I went, "Take it back. I don't want it.
Take it
Get
back.
our money back." We got our money back from the rental store
Just
because
take
how
it back.
bad this game was. I was so angry at this game. I don't fondly remember this story, but I do remember it well, that I was so pumped about Knight Rider.
So,
and then
yeah.
you fucking said, "Hey, I'm going to talk about Knight Rider in the episode," and it immediately opened up very old wounds. This game triggers the shit out of me. I even played it again as an adult to be like, maybe as a kid, maybe it's a Guardian Legend thing, right? I expected something, I didn't get it. And I played 5 minutes of it, went, nope, and I started crying as a 40-year-old man at how they defaced this game from this
just
movie
like
for me.
just like my game where we put the warning at the end. I'm sorry, people, but trigger warning, Knight Rider.
I hate this game.
There's Chard and Chard's mom at the video store on a Thursday night complaining to the 16-year-old behind the counter who's like, you know what? I tried this. You're right. Instead of giving your money back, can I just make a game and recommendation and we'll switch it out? Sure, kid. What do you got? Look at this. Guardian Legends.
Guardian Legends.
Came out. Fades to black. The credit comes up and it says Chard's Bad Week.
That's what we call a segue.
Yeah.
If you searched YouTube for Knight Rider NES and thought you were going to get this episode and people talking great things about Knight Rider, I'm sorry you like Knight Rider for the NES.
People that talk about great things about this game never watch the show.
Never watched the
I'm
show.
trying to understand this game a bit more. Like, I'm watching the video feed, mostly because it's Toronto staged. I used to live in Toronto, so I'm excited to see the representation of Toronto. That ain't the CN Tower. That looks like the Space fucking Needle to me, but hey, whatever. But the gameplay loop, it's the same cars and bullshit helicopter throwing sticks of dynamite at you. The background is different, but the gameplay loop is identical. Every fucking city on the map. This game looks
like
awful.
Oregon Trail.
At least in Oregon Trail, I can shoot squirrels and bears. And they don't
shoot
throw
cars
sticks of
and shit.
dynamite at you.
Okay,
At least
hold on.
in Oregon
If the-
Trail, I can die of dysentery and have it over with.
Yeah.
I wished I had died of dysentery playing this game.
Okay, then
I'm getting
would've made it
dysentery
more
right now
interesting.
watching this gameplay.
can we compromise?
My bowels are twisted.
Can we compromise and at least say that if the Oregon Trail had other vehicles and helicopters throwing sticks of dynamite, it would have been cooler? No?
No,
No? Okay. Well, okay. And then
that's a bridge too far.
the angry video
Couldn't
game
jump
nerd,
that bridge.
the angry video game nerd finds this episode is like, you know what, these guys are okay. This is just all of us stealing on his stick.
Oh man, this
He
game.
paved the road. He walked so we could run, gentlemen.
Sorry, Wolf. I'm sorry you had to play this.
What American
Good
city is
choice.
Purple Grass? What the fuck city was this?
Purple Mountains Majesty. Purple Mountains Majesty.
It's in the goddamn song.
Do you not know that
Palette
Purple
makes no
Grass,
sense.
Purple Grass America is where the original Village Inn restaurant opened up?
This I
Where they
learned.
invented
Thanks.
key lime pie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably next to
Good to
the
know.
first Cracker Barrel too.
Where'd
Okay,
you see
real
purple
quick.
grass? There's a whole
Look
list
at-
of cities. Purple grass ain't in there, man.
No, that's
Told you this game was
what
gonna
city
make
is
me
this? All
cry
right,
again.
hold on. I'll tell you what city
Purple
this is.
grass gummy did you eat?
Not enough. Boston. Boston has purple grass. Boston.
Because they're assholes.
Go to 3821 in the video and you'll see the purple fucking landscape. This game interprets the fields of Boston as fucking purple, and the buildings are like a burned out
It's-
husk of a wasteland.
Well, it's a
It's
suburb.
in the song. It's
was a
in the
suburb.
song.
It's in the fucking lyrics.
America.
Goes something
Fucking
else.
expatriates here.
This has been the greatest 20 minutes of the podcast ever, by the way. The last 20.
Oh, fuck.
Top
Yes,
quality.
thank you for this, Wolf.
This
I
game
wanted
is
to
so
disagree
bad.
with you guys. At least one person, and I tried. I gave it the old college, try here to disagree. But yeah, no, Werewolf, you got it. You're right.
Oh God, I'm looking at the nighttime one for New York. It's all at night. That is the worst.
Night York.
Oh gosh,
That's what
this
NY
game
stands
just gets
for, yeah.
worse and worse.
I told you.
I don't know
Wow.
the
I'm
color
glad I
palette,
went first.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, let's do. Do we have anything more on Knight Rider? Anybody else want to try to?
I
recharge?
probably,
Try?
but this is an hour episode. We better cut it quick.
Okay. Well,
Houston
let's,
My
is looking
stomach
very
hurts.
much like Tatooine. Just want to say.
Of course.
oh
The
man.
course.
Womp Rats are only 2 meters. We can shoot it with our fucking lasers.
Remember that episode of Knight Rider when Kit went to Tatooine?
Right.
I do.
So there I
did-
am. There I am
I did
leaving
the kiss-
Houston, and this
Kid-
giant blue tiger lion comes out with these knobby ass knees, starts barking at me.
I couldn't fit in the car because I had my rollerblades and Jankos on, and I was sitting on Mountain Dew.
Knight Rider did the Kessel run in 2
I'd
parsecs.
say Michael Knight was going to go to Tashi Station to get power converters.
He owes money to Conja Club.
Well, there's load sharks
Car
in
shot
Tatooine.
Yeah.
What's that, Wolf?
Car shot first.
Yes.
Winner, I'm dead.
Fuck. Oh my god, I hurt so much right now.
Man.
This is not the Trans Am you're looking for.
Pursuit
Guys.
along.
Yeah, I feel I should have. Okay, before I talk about my picks, because I'm mentioning one game, but there's several that could be lumped in that did this in the same genre. I want to clarify for everybody listening. I completely misunderstood initially the assignment. So when we all said Mega Man, it's because I was like, if nobody's saying Mega Man, I'm going to call dibs on Mega Man, which is a completely different discussion that does not quite fit into Box Art Blues. So I am going with one that stung as a kid. And again, I think this genre kind of did this a lot, where they're like, the game is a turd. Let's really draw up something beautiful. So I'm going to mention 3 games that really you'll get it. I should just not bury the lead and say it. I chose World Games. And if you're not familiar, World Games is part of a series that is...
It's a series?
Well, okay, so I
There's
think...
more of these?
Yeah, there's Caveman Games, Team Games, World Games...
U.S. games.
US
There's
games.
a lot of games.
California games.
Okay,
California
now
games.
hold on. Before we get disrespectful, California Games was tight from beginning to end.
Yeah,
I
love
like
that one.
fucking
It was.
game. That was a good
California
one.
is
yeah.
good.
Absolutely.
Fucking
I don't think I've played a bad version of California Games across all the platforms I played it on.
I
Okay,
can fucking hacky sack all day.
the first time I ever cried laughing.
What's this?
Okay,
What's this
I
podcast?
will record it as a kid. I will reenact what we did as a kid. That made me. It was from the Frisbee thing, and okay, I'm not going to tell you about it. I will just record it. Let's get back to World Games. The cover art is like the landscape of the planet, and then you see a dude riding a bull. You see a cliff diver. You see a sumo wrestler, and these different flags from across the various countries on the planet. And I think this looks pretty fun. It'd be good. You know what you're getting. World Games, games from across the planet. Let's do it. Let's fire it up. Holy shit. That's what you get, but it sucks, and it all looks stupid. And even the characters in the game do not look happy to be in the game. It's kind of like the Superman Clark Kent thing. They're in there, and they're like, I told my mother this was going to be my big break. My agent said this was a good idea, and now this is it. This is it for me. It sucks. There's not a single fun game. Cliff diving should be awesome. Sucks. Rodeoing? In real life, sure. But not with this. There's no soundtrack. Log rolling made it in there. Caber tossing is kind of fun, I guess.
You ever clip somebody with the caber toss log and you smack yourself in the head with it?
Yeah. So
I'm watching this video and I'm loving the fact that this weightlifter
Looks like Richard Kind?
is literally doing the breathing in and out, going.
Richard Kind is accurate. I had Yaba. I love Richard Kind. Yeah, so the powerlifting, the clean and jerk sucks. The log rolling, the ice skating is very funny. But again,
look, I never found clean and jerk
horrible.
sucked ever when I was a kid.
Well, then you were probably doing it better than I was.
Somebody was.
Slalom has been done. Everything about this game is shit.
We used to play cliff diving and just belly flop and watch them like break their spine.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cliff diving and I'm remembering playing this now. I remember never being able to make him live.
Yeah, we
I
were
was
terrible
that
at it.
bad at it.
We were terrible at it.
Wait till you get to the sumo. When you get to the sumo, when you see the guy laying down with his ass in the air, you realize, look how stupid this is. This is
look at slalom. It's like the slowest slalom in the world.
It's like the Atari version of Donkey Kong. It's that level of bad, in my opinion. Now, when I mention other games that were kind of shit like this, I specifically want to talk about the cover art being awesome for Track and Field 1 and Track and Field 2. Those weren't as bad of games. Those were better games. But again, look nothing near as cool as the box art. The only thing really great about Track and Field 1 aesthetically is the mustaches.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at what you're saying. I literally got to the sumo wrestling part, and I watched the guy throw the other guy to the edge of the ring, and he just
Yeah. And if it wasn't trying to be respectful, there would have been some issues with this nowadays, because it seems kind of disrespectful.
My favorite is the sound effects during the sumo wrestling.
Oh no, I got to turn it up now.
Yes, you do. Slap, slap. Slap, slap.
Okay, when the guy falls down and sticks his ass in the air and is like defeated, he kind of looks like Stan Marsh.
He does look like Stan Marsh.
Whoever the dad is that Stan? No, Stan's the kid. Who's the dad?
Shit.
Ricky? No.
No, Stan, I think, is the dad. Stan is the dad.
No, Stan is not the dad.
Stan's the kid. Oh my god, sorry.
I've drawn a blank on it.
Let me look at my mind palace real quick.
This sumo guy
Marsh.
presenting
Randy Marsh. Yeah. My
Anyway,
mind palace, quick.
So yeah, that's my entry into this. But a lot of these kind of just like event sport games, had much more compelling box art than they did gameplay, and I'm sick of it. Track and Field 1 was decent. Track and Field 2 was actually graphically pretty cool when you look at like the triple jump or the pole vault. But man, I tell you what, World Games, wire to wire, utter horseshit.
How could you not love the caber toss intro bagpipes?
Always a classic. I gotta ask, are you serious that this game is related to California games?
Well, okay, I assume that because all of the titles that we had mentioned in that series are all blank and then games. California games, summer games, Cayman games, world games, etc.
It was the same publisher. It was the same publisher.
Or,
okay.
Epics.
Okay.
Not Enix.
Dragon Warrior?
Not Enix.
Yeah. Dragon Warrior games? Yeah.
Dragon Warrior games?
Oh my god, the cliff diving. Holy shit, that's not safe. That's like
watch what find a video where you don't make the dive. Those are the good ones.
Oh, yeah. That's terrible. It's like a kiddie pool. That's not safe at all.
No.
It says branching from their popular summer games and winter games series. The most popular was California games. So
it should have been.
This is absolutely developed by the same company. It's a Rareware game.
Yeah. Like I played winter games as a kid, and this is I feel that vibe, but California games is so much better than this one by fucking far.
I like that we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
California games. But yeah, World Games. Wow. And this is one that I remember. Okay, I shouldn't tell this story. I first encountered this game as a child over at my aunt and uncle's house. They had an Apple II, and that's how we, anyway, they eventually upgraded their stuff, and we got this on whatever system they had that was a computer. So, we played it on that, and I'm like, well, this sucks. But it was a video game, and so I had fun with it. And then I remember seeing it at Hastings for the NES and thinking, oh, it's for the Nintendo now. This is probably going to be a bit better. And it wasn't. And I wish I could have been like Shard and swallowed my pride and said, no, mother, you take me out there now. We are going to return this and get your money back or another game. Instead, I swallowed my pride. I said, this is the greatest shit I've ever seen.
That's your pride.
That's my pride.
Choke it down and lie to your mother.
I didn't want her to think she wasted her money on me, because then she would be less likely to do that again in the future.
Right.
So I'm like, this is wonderful. I'm going to go upstairs and play this video game. Knock before you come in, please. Anyway.
My favorite thing about this game is the descriptions about the events before you actually play them.
Yeah, that is the most compelling part of the game.
Log rolling brings a visit to Canada, where two lumberjacks, they have to be lumberjacks, try to dislodge each other from a large floating log.
Well, after playing this game as a kid, I always assumed Jake is a lumberjack when he's not doing his day job.
Well, that's our favorite pastime up here is log rolling. Yeah. We do this all the time. I mean, that's how I commute to Toronto.
Log rolling tournament to enter.
Yeah, sorry. Got to get my butt off the couch and go log roll.
There is no emotion in this either. Spinning it back and forth until one contestant plunges into the icy river. Splash. Needless to say, log rolling requires great balance and agility. I love that single word sentence. Splash.
The power.
I like how the characters literally look at you like they have no souls inside of them as they're log rolling, like it's your fault, like you're controlling this whole thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you succeed or fail. Every character in the game just looks surprised, no matter what happens. They're just shocked.
Those guys look like they're gonna go have some bush light and play hockey when they're done.
Hold on. Why? Look, I know I'm the only Canadian on the crew. I get it.
I'm sorry, Hams. So, you're right. I'm sorry, Hams.
Take this as considered the press beats expert on Canada, because that's what we call it up here. They're log rolling in a lake, and there's a fucking shark in the water.
Why wouldn't there be?
There's no sharks.
There's no Canadian freshwater sharks.
No, there's no freshwater sharks in Lake Ontario.
My wife will be ecstatic.
You guys don't have freshwater sharks? We have them here in America.
Do you now?
We figured the only difference was here in America, our sharks have guns. So that's
They well, and they
And they're
and they
also
live
they're not
and they-
sorry like those sharks are.
right.
and they live
do
next
you
to
know it's
purple
not a-
mountains. They live next to purple
you-
mountains.
Yeah.
How do you know it's not a dolphin, the politest of sea creatures?
Sorry.
Because the guy doesn't come back up on the surface of the water. He drowned.
No, he does. The fin
See?
circles him while he's above.
Oh my goodness.
Showing that he's about to get help from said
The
dolphin.
dolphin. Yeah.
We need
Yes,
we need
those
a
Canadian
gift.
dolphins we're famous for. Swim with the dolphins in Lake Ontario.
So
We-
apparently, all the bowl names are natural events as well, because there's earthquake, there's tornado.
Horse shit, I think, was one of them.
I want a gif of one of these log rollers that we could put on Jake every time we start shitting on one of his games so he could be the
No, you say that, but one of the bulls' names is Bob.
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 Okay, no, I know Bob.
The real
Bob
natural
is a force
disaster.
of nature.
nothing
That one's
nothing more
just named
Canadian
after
than
a
Bob.
hurricane.
Bob. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean that's the other thing. It's a very two-dimensional representation of Canada. What are their other interests?
It is Bob. I just
Yeah.
got to Bob.
Yeah. Bob, earthquake, tornado.
Bob is a force of nature.
Yes, it's true.
I'm
He
just
is-
waiting for
He is
the
the
Lamborghini.
scariest of the pack.
I'm just waiting for Lamborghini to come out with the Lamborghini Bob now.
Nice. So yeah, the event-based sporting games from Epix can.
I've never seen
Black-
I've never seen a Cowboys hat explode after he's been bucked off a bull either. That's a new one for me. That
That's
must
the
be
Wild
a-
West.
You haven't
That's-
lived then.
I was gonna say that's as Oregon Trail as it gets, I guess.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys.
Wow.
Are there any? I know we got to wrap up, but are there any honorable mentions that we should discuss? I'm going to withdraw mine because I mentioned the track and field game. So let's.
I'm just gonna touch on it. There's I thought of 3 examples because back in the 80s and 90s they knew how to market to teenage boys. There are plenty of covers with boob, side boob.
Scantily glad.
My favorite though is I put Leather Goddesses of Phobos 2.
That was your high school nickname, wasn't it?
It was.
I thought it was Elder Scrolls Arena.
But there's a tentacle with
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
stuff.
It's dripping.
Yeah.
It's dripping.
Yeah.
Leather Goddess
Well,
is great because the box says, "Meet the pulsating inconvenience from Planet X." The pulsating
gas pump girls
inconvenience.
meet him.
That's a word
Mature
for it.
attitudes expressed.
Yep.
Yeah, talk about localization, right?
I hope so. I hope
Exactly.
Zoe pumps my ethanol.
Also, if you're
Ethol.
if you're looking at the cover art, why are they pumping gasoline?
I think that's Canadian gasoline.
It must
say
be.
copyright. Is this the second one? Because there's a 2 up there.
There is. The first one didn't have nearly the risque of a cover.
Wow.
Wait,
I
are
gotta
their
ask
names,
about this Mega
Are they-
Man cover.
are the names Flo, Zoe, and Doe?
I
Don't.
don't know.
You know, the typical American names.
That's Canadian gas pumping in its. Jake's gonna disown all
I
of
wonder
us.
what was the price? What was the price per liter back then? I don't know.
Not nearly
Looks
enough.
like 60 cents.
Like that tentacle is dripping. Like what is he? Oh, I don't. Okay. Mega
Well,
Man.
is it a
Tentacles, tentacles live in water. Okay, it's perfectly normal
Do
for a
they?
tentacle to come out dripping.
Is it though?
Maybe it's a plant that just got watered. We don't know. We can't pass judgment here.
I will
Well,
say
but
though.
that's the thing. If you look at the box art, the gals pumping the gasoline are on a poster on a brick wall, presumably the wall of the room that the alien monster lives in.
Oh, good
So-
point.
Yeah.
He's
He's
that is
been-
probably exactly what we think it is.
He's
Can I
been playing
point out-
Tetris. He's been playing Tetris.
It's
Yeah.
hot
We are
in there.
too.
Can I point out that the spatial awareness of this poster is very poor, and that the leather goddesses of Phobos does not stay within the boundaries of the picture. However, the hat is over the. I don't know who's photoshopping this, but someone dropped the ball pretty big time on this one.
Clearly, we need to reach out to Steve Moretsky and ask him some questions.
Well, okay. There seems to be a pretty obvious lack of leather.
Yeah.
There's no leather on there.
You know,
wait.
Corduroy goddesses of Phobos just didn't cut it, so they had to throw leather in that.
Maybe it's very fine brown suede.
The very fine brown suede goddesses of Phobo.
well, for obvious reasons, I'm not showing the footage of the gameplay, but I'm sure if we were to do an episode and to research in depth the actual gameplay, I'm sure we'd find lots of leather in this game.
I will let you know.
I just want to know more about this spatial awareness. That's
I love the warning. Mature attitudes expressed.
Yes.
Gotta love that MAE. That MAE warning.
This year will be my wife and I's 3rd year anniversary, which is the leather anniversary. So I think I know what I'm going to get her.
A copy of this game. The sequel, not the first one.
Fine, what was it? Thinly brown suede goddesses. When is the thinly brown suede years? Is that? I think I'm coming up on that probably pretty soon.
That's 69th anniversary.
I just found a great screenshot that is not podcast safe.
Oh, can you put it in the Discord?
Yes.
Perfect. I'd like to know about these 2 Mega Man covers that we have here that you're not showing yet, probably, but
I'll put them up. So
is the one that looks newer actually from, or is that like a rendition of like what it should have been? Because
I have 2.
Actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah, there's the Mega Man US one, and then the other one is that a new version of, or is that just the original PAL version of Mega Man? I wasn't sure.
I don't know.
I think that's the PAL cover.
On PC.
I don't know, but I like how Dr. Wily is like how those were famous in the 80s. You'd go to the photo studio and they'd take your picture, then like your parents would be like hovering.
Yeah.
They did that with Dr. Wily, and he looks disappointed.
He looks like a curmudgeon. He just looks like, I've been doing this for years. Stop telling me how to do my job.
Yeah. The Mega Man character has a really, really strong middle stance or horse stance, if you're familiar with parlance. And I feel like they definitely understood the assignment.
He's got a brace for impact on that kick, man. That gun's got some fucking wallop. It's not like our version of the cover. Jake, that's your cue.
Yeah, it switched. I don't know what he is. He's like off kilter.
Woefully improportionate. And I don't know why he's yellow.
He doesn't skip Delt Day, I'll tell you that much.
I like that
this
his
dude's a runner and a shrugger.
I like that his helmet's like disheveled, like he's had a day.
This guy's been through some shit, dude.
He looks like he was put together by the South Park guys. Like he looks like he probably walks like a South Park guy.
Cutman really worked me over today.
Cutman is actually just Cartman.
I don't. Yeah, it looks like that's Wily. Now that I played the game, that looks like Wily's ship there in the background, or in the, as you guys like to call it, the north left side, the upper north left side of the box.
If you look at this bizarre ass MC Escher amusement park he just traversed through and blew the fuck up out of,
right?
He's had a day.
Yeah, and the neon palm trees that are just there on the side, like I get it. But yeah, the castle has like a little slide coming off of it, like an escape route.
There's also just a little like a house, like a 4-year-old would draw on top of that tower in the back there.
Beverly Hills Cop 20XX.
The palm trees. I can't get over the palm trees. Like why?
It's clearly in California
stance, but it looks like he's just airing the boys out.
Dude, have you been through an amusement park in California? Sometimes you gotta stop and fucking air it out. Wolf knows what I'm talking about.
I gotta unstick these from my legs.
Yeah,
I've never thought about Mega Man's codpiece, but now I can't not think about it.
Like when Schwarzenegger beat the Running Man, he was pretty sweaty.
He looks like Running Man.
He's got 10 fingers and a gun.
Bowsaw's ready.
What are these yellow things behind him on the ground?
Are they
domes? Are they pinball bumpers? Are they tops? What's happening?
I think they're lighting fixtures. He's walking through the entrance of Cutman's happy-go-lucky world, and he's just trying to find his way to the water ride because it's hot as balls, judging by the flames burning in the background.
Right?
This is clearly Orange County.
He's at the
Can't
Luxor.
confirm.
He's at the Luxor in Vegas, and they're all the fucking spotlights on the ground.
If I saw this cover as a kid, what I would think the game actually was a NES version of Guts, that Nickelodeon game show. That's what this would remind me of. Like, this is more of a
Secrets of
cover
the
for
Hidden
Double
Temple.
Dare and Guts than anything else.
Oh my god. This man looks lost and scared. He picked up his 9mm. He's trying to phone home.
If I get covered in slime one more time, somebody's getting shot.
He's over all these kids cutting in front of him. He just wants to ride It's a Small World once to just take a breather. He's over it.
Everybody there has like these blaster arms. Dude shows up with a gat, and they're like, "Whoa, whoa! We curb the violence, Mega Man."
You
That is
misread
real
the
name.
memo.
This
Jeez.
man went to a Mega Man con and did not read the description. He
If I
brought his
ever
carry and
go-
conceal inside.
Yeah, you guys
So
told me
this is
to-
where all the leather went.
Yeah. one of my bucket list items is to go to a Comic-Con, and hold me to this. If I ever get to go, I will cosplay as Mega Man 1 box art. Mega Man.
Sweet.
With the Glock instead.
But you guys all have to go with me, and you guys can be. I'll get you some snow sleds and paint them gold, and you guys can be the four little.
We'll be the
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 light.
lighting fixtures.
Yeah, Jake, you can be one of those electric palm trees. That'd be great.
Screw that. I'm going
I
as
think-
Leatherman. That's what I'm going to go as.
Can I just go as one of the balls of flames, please?
Yeah, okay.
I think
I'll
that
just
he's
walk way
using.
off in the background.
I think he's
No, can-
using the gasoline to set those fires.
Yeah, okay, but okay, and then, Sinister, I want you to be the disappointed Wily hovering in the background.
Looking down at you. You've been a thorn in my side the last time, Mega Man.
While you're out, get me some Virginia Slims.
This is my first game. What do you mean I've been a thorn in your side? We haven't even had a sequel yet.
Well,
Wow.
This
It's been a
is
while
great.
since
man.
I've laughed that hard, gentlemen.
My before recording, my wife had asked me what tonight's episode was about, and I told her, and she started laughing. She's like, "That's brilliant. Who thought of that?" And I actually I don't remember. I'm so sorry, but I was like, "Yes, that is genius."
I think that was
And
a
I love this
group
kind of
effort.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
So box art blues. I'm having a hard time not looking at the Leather Goddess's screenshot. Now I'm going to scroll up there.
You found your new favorite game, GP. Got to spin it up.
I would like to say I'll do the long play, but given my history, it's probably going to be a speed run.
It's going to be about as long as any porn you watch.
That game was
Sorry,
really
Pornhub.
that game was interesting, and then it got really interesting, and then it quit being interesting.
You can't see what we're looking at.
I went back later, and the game was interesting again, and then it got super interesting, and then not interesting at all.
Oh my! This is it's been a wild ride of an episode.
Yes, I hope
We'll have
our viewers / listeners enjoy it as much as we have.
We'll re-record this one, guys, and sometime this will be bonus material on whatever DVD we end up releasing in the future.
Is this
And,
volume 1 of Box Art Blues?
Mm.
There's
Yeah.
a
Okay,
lot
but we
of
have to come up
game
with
we've
we have to
touched
come
on.
up with a crazy box art for our cover.
Oh,
I'll do what I
shit.
can.
Can we just use Mega Man 1?
I don't know. I think a still of our finger gif over here might be pretty
Right, and I gotta say, and not everything's a contest. Oh my God.
It is in chart 1.
I don't know who won this one. These were all very good entries and examples of what we were doing. Like I said at the top of the show, I think we each kind of had our own take on this and our own spin on it. And they say misery loves camaraderie, and I am sad but also happy to know I'm not the only person who suffered through this kind of thing as a kid. So
100%.
yeah.
Absolutely.
GP, tell them where they can find us.
Oh man. Okay. Well, Press B to Cancel. You can find us at our website, which I know the address of, as well as our Discord, which you can find a link to on that address of the website that I mentioned. PressBToCancel.com. Otherwise, yeah, I always recommend just checking us out on YouTube. Hit the subscribe thing. You'll get all the updates. Check out the backlog of episodes that we have because there's quite a few of them. And I think we just keep getting better and better. And I love you guys so much.
We do
Spread the
keep
word,
getting bitter and bitter.
More and more bitter. Does anybody have anything coming up that they want to kind of promote or hype up real quick? No. We'll cut that part out. That'll be fine. Chart, I'm trying to get you.
We're streaming.
I'm trying to get you to talk about your loop deck.
You know what? You mean this loop deck? This thing that controls all kinds of cool shit? I don't have anything cool coming up, but those are my stream transitions. That's kind of neat.
No, we got
loop
so
deck's
much
great.
cool
Go buy a
stuff
loop
on.
deck. Done.
Yeah,
there. Loop deck sponsor us, please.
Okay, my bad. I really should have thought that through better.
That's all right. You're fine.
All right.
No, man,
Anyway,
that's good.
so yeah, we've been Press B to Cancel. What I should have said is, does anybody want to mention where they can find you, Chart? If you would like that. Go ahead.
I would love that. You can find me here most Fridays, like GB said, with the rest of my wonderful friends here. You will also find me in the hospital tomorrow with a ruptured spleen from laughing so freaking hard at this one. But if I do survive the night from the post-op surgery, you can find me over at Twitch at www.twitch.tv/ChardMonk playing retro RPGs, platformers, and maybe a scary game or two. I just don't want ghosts in my house. That's all I'm asking.
Or onions. Jake, where can the people find you, sir?
By the time this episode comes out, I will have finished my Shantae on the Game Boy playthrough. I swear this time. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter and sometimes on Twitch at SICJAKE.
I love it. Werewolf, how about yourself?
I don't have a whole lot going on at the moment. Just this, and I'm having a blast doing it. And apologies if I made anybody else relive childhood traumas the way I did Chard.
Look, if I had to relive any childhood traumas, I wanted to be with you five. You four.
I agree.
I'm one of the five.
Actually, I agree.
Yeah.
You turned my frown upside down, sir.
Right on. And Sinistar, where can everybody find you, sir?
So I stream most Mondays on Twitch, Sinistar77. I'm here. I'm on Twitter, and I am also a travesty of a box art cover.
No, you're a wonderful specimen of human species and box art cover. I can't talk, guys. I'm trying not to look at the screen right over here with all the various shit you guys are posting. So my name's Guy Prime. You can find me here on Press B to Cancel. Until next time, everybody, take care. Be good to each other and yourselves.
I don't have anything tonight. I'm sorry.
This
Can
box art sucks dick.
Yeah.
I was too sad from the box art.